hooks, you know?
Yeah. He's
really
good. He's great and very distinct. Like you can tell his guitar
that's right.
from anyone else. It's just so hard. It's a bit like Wes Borland. It's like, whatever you think of Limp Bizkit, you've got to admit, he's a good guitarist, good riffs.
Yeah.
Do you know why The Edge is called The Edge?
I do not. Because he likes to have sex but never come.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right, yeah. Bono's original name was Guno.
This came up on Matt and Alex a few months ago.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently it's due to the combination of his angular facial features and his personality, the shape of his head.
Yeah, he's edgy. Looks like an edge.
The Edge.
Yeah.
He lives on the edge.
It does sound like the kind of, like a nickname that starts an insult, but then you own it. Create The Edge.
You know what it feels like to me is like...
Buckethead.
It feels like everyone's like... So Bono's like, I'm going to be Bono. Because, like, isn't his name Paul? One of them is Paul Hewson, right?
Right.
He's Paul Hewson.
Right. Well, the other two are their own names.
Well, that's what I mean. So there's been this meeting where somebody's gone, Bono's gone, I'm going to be like, Paul Hewson's gone, I'm going to be Bono. And, like, Edge has gone, I'm going to be the Edge. And the other two are going to be like, we'll just stick with that.
Yeah, we're fine, mates. Or maybe Adam Clayton was like, call me Zorlak. And it's like, you can just stay Adam.
Yeah, call me Nipple Cribble. What? No, actually, we're not doing, not everyone, only half.
Yeah. We get to pick. It is weird, right? That they didn't all go.
Yeah. Why are we wasting this on off
okay.
the podcast?
Right.
This would
Well,
be...
we are recording.
Oh,
we're recording? We're just
Let's
started.
start.
Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching. Here's a conversation we were having off air. Why are not all four members of U2
got nicknames?
Yeah, so Bono has gone, like, they've had a meeting at some stage when they're starting the band. There's four of them. We're going to be on this journey together. What have they been together for 40 years or whatever right now? Like a long time. One of the most successful rock and roll bands of all time. But right at the start, they're just kids.
In Dublin,
sitting around, and they go, we're going to be in a rock and roll band. And the lead
accent.
singer's like,
to be sure.
Bono comes in and he's like, I
found a pot of gold. I can do it. I'm half Irish.
That's why I can't. I don't think I can. I know you. It's fine.
Yeah.
I know you and
I give you
Jamal.
permission.
So,
you got a hall pass.
So
Hall pass, that's not a hall pass, mates. You get a pass. Look at the hall. There's no hall. Stay out of the hall.
Bono comes in, but little Paul Hewson or whatever his name is, comes in and he's,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a nickname in the band.
To be sure.
Bono. And then, like, the other fella over in the corner, he's like, I'm going to, because he's a pirate.
Yeah.
He's an Irish pirate.
Irish pirate.
Yeah.
Parrot. Irish pirate. That's the thing.
Polly, want a cracker? Polly, want a potato?
Jesus.
So
Good start.
This is fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, he comes in as well and he says, I'm going to be the Edge.
Yeah.
And then Larry Melton Jr. and Adam Clayton just go,
stick with
our own names.
Because it's either you can have one member of the band with a nickname, like Ringo.
Yes.
Richard Starkey, he's Ringo, and the rest of the normal names.
Right.
Or you've all got to have pseudonyms like Wu-Tang, right?
Yeah. So what happened in U2 then? That two of them, is that what the name is?
Because it's confusing.
Who's going to have
marketing.
nicknames? Just U2.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it refers to? Who are the two boring guys? Ones with the normal names? You two.
Yeah. That's how they make all decisions. So it's always split down the band. Who's going to go in the smaller van while the two of us go in the private jet? You two.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, though. Like, if you were to take any sample size of your group of friends, like just take any four of your random friends, like to say me, you, Justin, and Gatesy.
Okay, great.
Gatesy, nickname?
Yeah.
Justin, we called I know he's Hamo, but he's mainly
started ironically. This was your theory on the Edge, right?
Right.
That it might have started as a bit of a like what people might say make fun of him because he had angular features or like being a bit edgy. But it's like it becomes
he owns
it, right?
Yeah.
That's what Hamo's like. He wasn't a Hamo, didn't enjoy being a Hamo.
He was being
talked
ironic
about it, and then it has now become a Hamo.
Yeah.
But Gates's always been a Gatesy.
Yeah.
In fact, when I introduce him to people, I always tend to...
Yeah, he's Uncle Gatesy in our house.
Go to Gatesy.
Yeah.
So That's interesting to me. So you are Charlie and I am Will.
Yeah. I've always said, because Charlie kind of, well, our kind of name is, they're shortened version. They're sort of inherent nicknames, right? Because I'm actually Charles.
Yeah.
Charlie, there's my nickname. You're a William, Will. So we kind of have our nicknames. And so, but that would make sense if the four of us started
A U2
rock
cover band.
Yeah. We've got the two, we'd be, no, well, hang on, no, they'd be the two nickname ones
Yeah.
and we'd be the two normal
Who are
guys.
the ones with nicknames? You two.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it works. It does actually
work.
really work.
It makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. We should also point out, and we haven't done this the whole time we've been recording today, but we're back in the big studio in Melbourne.
but
The last time we were in here, we had no artwork. We're surrounded by infinitely more successful podcast hosted by beautiful, smart women.
and that is still happening today.
That's still happening. But at least they remembered our artwork.
Which is, we are in this room now.
It looks great.
Looks great.
With our
Now it's
artwork
got
in
the
it.
art.
When it's not just kind of like a placeholder podcast name. It
No,
looks
I
good.
really enjoyed actually. I think it's almost
This should be our studio. We should take it over from Arnie Donna. We'll
Yeah.
fight them for it.
no. They're younger than us, and there's one more of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, like you're pretty strong, but how?
No, not at the moment.
I was going to say at fighting.
Oh,
how would you
terrible.
be at fighting?
Fighting them?
Because let's
I think I'd
say-
be okay fighting them.
Well, no, because there's okay. All right, let's just be realistic.
Broden, I
about
think
this.
I'd have trouble with.
So
'cause
we've
he's
just
bigger
got to
than
do
me.
it one-on-one, right?
All right.
So for starters, their best fight is going to be Broden,
Yeah.
and our best fight is going to be you.
Okay.
So
Oh, Broden would probably kill me, I reckon.
could Broden
He's
beat
got-
both of us together? If we got Broden,
What
by
are you
himself,
doing? Are you able to do anything?
I don't know.
Like, no,
what are
physically.
the rules of this fight?
If you could hold Broden and allow me to get a few punches in,
I don't think I could hold him.
then I'm fucked.
I could like be on him. I could grab on him and he could carry me around.
I also
and
feel like
tire him out a
maybe
bit.
Mark.
I feel like me on Broden would be like that scene from The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah, where he jumps on
he jumps on
Andre
Andre the
Giant's
Giant
back,
and just
yeah. I mean, I think because Broden is bigger than me, so I think that if it was a case of I was just taking one-on-one and he had help from the other two, then
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna be-
I think the
'cause
only
you're
scenario
you are more
dead weight.
yes,
to you.
you're disadvantaged.
Yeah,
'cause
absolutely
Are you
I am.
expecting me to help you out as well? Like, so if
We're a team.
well, yeah, I know. but-
Otherwise,
all right.
I'm turning on
So
you
I
and
can't
I'm
let.
going with Auntie
Okay,
Donna.
so if it's WWE rules,
Yeah.
like the first one to get pinned loses.
Yeah.
So their strategy we're straight for Will. All three of us just try and get Will down, try and get his shoulders on the ground.
no.
So I'm trying to fight three of them off.
Yeah, but I think out of professional respect, like I mean, I'm an elder in the comedy industry, and they have like
If it's
I
we're
feel-
battling over control of the studio,
I feel like they take you down first, just out of
'Cause I'm the biggest
professional
threat.
respect.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that what you?
yeah.
Well, also
Well,
maybe
a combination of biggest
stra-
threat
and strategy.
and like professional.
I'm the
respect.
biggest threat from
Yeah.
this side of the.
Plus, they know that I'm easiest to turn.
Yeah.
If they need to turn someone,
What?
on
I
this
didn't realize
side-
that was an option. I'll turn. I'll fucking
Nah,
throw you under the
nah,
bus in a
nah,
second,
I've
mate.
already turned.
Ow!
I just said it.
It's the comedy
I said
mafia.
that I-
You guys give each other
Yeah,
the secret
we get
handshake.
the secret comedy handshake that we normally use just to cover shit up. But in this case, it's the turn.
We did the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we're taking over the studio.
Yeah, yeah. We called ourselves Uncle Donna. No one even picked it.
I don't think I'd win. They're young men. Think about the difference in
Well,
your,
that's what I mean.
your
I-
energy level. Doesn't matter if you're particularly fit or can fight. Just 15 years they've got on us.
Okay, could we beat? This is where it gets
Okay.
more interesting.
Yeah.
We take Broden out.
All right. Or he
The
slips
equation.
over.
That's what I mean. Like it has to be.
A light falls and knocks him out.
It has to be one on, like as in not one on one necessarily,
But
but
equal numbers.
equal numbers. And so we get to nominate who is left out. So we leave out Broden immediately.
Yeah.
Now, what are our chances?
I think better, but I don't know the other guys very well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, Mark looks like maybe he could go
I
psycho.
think Mark, like, we would be wiry.
You're wiry,
And I
hard
think
to
he'd be
pin
quick
down.
moving
And you
hard
also
to,
got to
like,
worry little guys who like
yeah.
to scrap. Like,
Yeah.
if you've ever been, like, seen a fight where there's
Yeah.
a little guy who likes it,
Yeah.
they're generally, because they've got to overcompensate, they've got to be, like, more crazy and more violent. So I think that might be an issue.
Yeah, I feel like he would definitely have that energy of somebody.
Zach, I
like,
feel pretty comfortable.
Really?
From his work
Yeah,
and
see, I
observing
think
him
he
from
would just
afar.
overwhelm me with pure energy.
Puns.
Yeah, no, I just think that like
Improv.
the kind of like being able to like be that sort of full bore, like there is a gear that Zach can go to that is Chris Farley-esque. in its
Oh, right.
energy.
Big energy.
Big energy. And I think if he went to that,
Yeah.
then I would be
In trouble.
Yeah, I think that would be too much. For
And
me.
that would be hard for me, I think, if I'm having to protect you and fight like Mark's.
I think now you don't have to protect me.
Okay.
Now it's like once Broden, because Broden can kill me.
Yeah.
I think now we're back to just like these guys can severely hurt me.
Yeah, but
And
I still
think
got to
at this
protect
point-
you. Isn't
No,
like,
no. Now we're going to win this fight.
How?
Now it's like, well, isn't it first one down?
Yeah.
I don't think.
They would just both run at you, and then I'm having to get in between.
Well, I guess
them.
you got to protect, but you also the best form of like defense is attack.
Yeah, I guess so.
You-
So
like
okay,
you-
so we
yeah.
go on the offense.
Yeah, that's right.
So who are we taking out first? Zach is the bigger one.
Yeah.
So I feel like we got to go him first, or at least you've got to hold Mark off so I can have
Yeah.
a crack at taking down Zach.
I reckon it's the opposite. So
What?
I just don't think that Zach's speed's going to get me immediately.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
you're
mean?
bigger than him. You could just sit on him.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
collapse on
actually.
him like a tree.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. But there's a fine line between a collapse and somebody getting you in the pin.
Yeah, I know. You just
That's
got
the
to.
problem,
But
right?
as long as you keep your shoulders
Don't
up.
I have to keep my feet
I know your
up?
hips are no good, but
Yeah.
keep your upper body's all right. You can just keep your shoulders up. Just keep rolling around. You keep moving.
Okay.
Stick and move. Stick and
right.
move.
What about the psychological edge? I think Zach might have the psychological edge.
Oh, no,
He
no
might
doubt.
psych you out, you know?
Totally. Those guys are going non sequiturs,
Yeah.
start like doing crazy voices, and we get baffled.
I think we would be confused.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe they would also be confused.
What are we even fighting?
I
in the
think
studio
that's-
for? We have our own fucking production
that's- yeah,
facilities.
that's
It's
it.
amazing.
We'll
We've
just
got
do
a-
it in our other studio.
Yeah,
that
we're
we have.
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're about to go on world tour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, we're back from our world tour, actually. It's already even done. It's already done, our world tour.
Why are we even fighting you, old
don't
has been hacked?
understand.
Never was.
This feels cruel. Broden was right not to come.
Even in our hypothetical,
All right.
we get
now,
smashed.
Okay, now we're fighting Beck Judd's show.
All right,
Who
let's
are
go. We'll lose that too. It's
Because
our
Matt and Alex would kill us.
I'd say there's
Like,
very
is there
few
any
podcasts that we
podcast?
would
Hamish
win.
Andy would beat us in a minute easily. Like, is there any podcast that we could like beat in?
Any sport ones we get killed. They're all
Yeah,
ex-athletes.
because they're all like- yeah,
we can't do
exactly.
it. Like the briefing, maybe.
It's
That's
gotta
a
be-
rotating.
Oh yeah,
The
gotta be
briefing has a-
some news journalist. sort
Yeah,
of,
some
like, style.
nerd. I don't know. Maybe. What about 7 a.m.?
Oh yeah, like one of those early
Yeah.
morning briefing. Sort
Paul
of
Bon.
political-
Paul.
Yeah,
Bon,
I reckon
Paul,
I can. You know what? I am confident to say that I reckon we could beat Paul Bongiorno.
I think it's a Paul Bongiorno.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think he would be making some dry observations as we
mate,
took
yeah.
him down.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
he would roast us viciously.
Yes. I guess the lesson from this is that I couldn't relax around the boys from everyone. Relax. I'm like, oh no, Paul Bongiorno got us with a dry
Bongiorno.
zinger. Well, it is the last episode in this record, which is traditionally our letters episode.
Beautiful letters.
We still take we get
Get
letters.
letters.
We get lots and lots of letters. Letters. Oh, we finally got the harmony right. If you want to send us some mail, you can. We have a website. I mean, do people still have websites now? Is that like the lamest, oldest thing?
I
in
think
the
you're meant to
world?
go back to websites because social media is so cooked.
Hey, I've heard that too, right? That they're talking about. In fact, before we get to the letters,
Having your own infrastructure and your own place that people can go and not have to go and find you on social media is good for some
And it's
people.
the
Yeah.
only place you can control, right?
Yes.
You're not beholden to the algorithm.
That's
yes.
right.
I
We're beholden to people not going there.
I was.
But but yes, we have a good website.
There's an article I wanted to read because remember we were talking about the dead internet theory a few weeks back or a few months back now. So this was in Futurism magazine, which says in the latest studies, over 50% of the internet is now AI slop.
Okay, yep. That feels
New
about right.
data finds. So it says only half of the news articles on the internet are AI generated. And believe it or not, this is good news. Since the public launch of ChatGPT in November 2022, we've been battening down the hatches amid an absolute deluge of AI slop. But it hasn't quite drowned us all just yet. The report published by the SEO firm Graphite analysed random samples of 65,000 English language articles published between January 2020 and May 2025 using an AI detector called Surfer Any article that was found to 50% or more of content written by a large language model was considered AI generated. As expected, the analysis showed a rapid spike in AI generated articles coinciding with the release of ChatGPT from 2022. Now, for the good news, it looks like the influx of AI articles has hit a plateau after AI generated articles hit a peak in November of last year, or 2024, I should say. The share of newly published AI and human written content has been hovering around a 50-50 split. As of May, the share of AI articles is now at 52%, trading places from just about a month ago. There is also the possibility that a proportion of human content may be even higher. Woohoo! Go humans. The researchers using an open source data set of hundreds of billions of web pages called Common Sense Crawl. Because AI firms plundered this treasure trove of data to train their large language models, many paywalled websites have started blocking the Common Crawl from indexing their pages. So we should maintain our website.
Yeah.
So, but this article and a few others I was reading is saying that in a weird way, everyone has been sort of like trumpeting the death of like legacy media and newspapers and network television, all this kind of stuff. But because of this AI slop that's overwhelming, there might actually accelerate a move back towards kind of traditional media, because we'll want to know, has this information been double, triple, quadruple researched? Do we know that this hasn't been deep fake, this isn't Sora, all this kind of stuff? And it's like, wouldn't that be an ironic twist to this kind of, we've had AI pushed on us and all these AI companies. Like I read this other article saying that the United States, under this current administration, has invested so heavily in AI.
Yeah.
Like the entire economy is built around AI working. And
By
if
the
it doesn't
time that-
work,
By the time that people are hearing this, the entire worldwide economy may have
already
crashed.
collapsed. Yeah. Because it's the bubble that
yeah.
because all these tech billionaires have assured the government that, hey,
Nah, it's fine.
Pull your
It's
money-
heaps going to get better.
pull your
It's
money
always
out of
going to
the-
get better forever.
yeah, that's right. And
It
invest
definitely
heavily
is,
in AI.
and everything's going to be
And-
AI, and it's going to work perfectly like everything.
But
we've
also
always made
loosen
does.
the permits around
course.
around environmental rules and stuff, so we can build more data centers and
I
pollute
think
the
what
water
this
and all that
planet
kind of
needs
stuff.
more of is just heaps of big data centers.
But then some of these guys are now selling their stock in AI.
Yeah,
So-
because
which
it
is
turns out it hasn't
awfully
really
like
leapt forward in the way that they've promised everybody.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
crazy, right? That you would have thought that the lessons we learnt from social media about, hey, this kind of blanket rollout of this technology that we all initially thought was awesome, and then we realized after 10, 15 years that maybe there's some drawbacks to it. When we get to the next stage of whatever that's going to be, maybe we should take some lessons and
Well, the problem
regulate
is,
heavily and just like slowly roll out.
The problem is that the people in charge of this new bit are the people who made all the money being in charge of the last thing that went so terribly. And they've learnt no lessons, because the lesson they learnt was this scam worked before. I reckon it can work again.
So can we just silo it though? Where it's like we just shut it all down, pull the plug, go back to
Like Gordon Ramsay in a restaurant where he's like put on the blue light and seen some rat droppings.
That's
It's
it.
just like
shut it down.
shut
We're
it
going to start
down.
again,
Yeah.
clean it out, scrub the internet, let the internet die.
Start the internet again from scratch.
Or start it again from scratch.
Yeah.
Like there's two internets. There's the AI internet where you can
Yeah.
go, see whatever the fuck you want, and then there's like a one that that has fact checkers.
All right, I guess. Whatever naive bullshit you need to believe to let yourself sleep at night.
This first bit of mail came in from Andrew. This is a philosophy
Okay.
request.
All right. I don't take requests, but I'll take it.
I'd love Will to do an interview with Elliot McLaren.
No.
Okay, moving on.
No, tell me who it is.
Elliot McLaren, he's one of the most amazing life stories, and he's road into comedy. I've been listening to his episodes on blah, blah, blah.
Elliot McLaren.
Yeah.
I don't know who Elliot McLaren is.
I believe he is a Kiwi comic who did time. Hang on, Elliot McLaren. I do remember hearing about him.
Okay.
Here we go. Elliot McLaren.
Yeah.
This is from centralnews.com.au.
Okay.
Drugs, gangs, and coming out. Comic Elliot McLaren on finding his feet. Elliot McLaren walks like he's carrying a weight all his life. He's been battling drug addiction since childhood. I started using drugs at 12, he says, sipping on a Heineken Zero, just weed, alcohol, and petrol to start.
Oh.
By 16, McLaren, who grew up in rural New Zealand, was using methamphetamines, involved with gangs and homeless people. When I was 18, everyone was on day release from prison at work, he says. He saw himself as a career criminal, but a secret would slowly spiral. It was his emergency exit. When I came out of the closet before my 21st birthday, I was lining up a few gangs to join, he says. I was in a street gang. There was not a lot of power in it, but I saw it as a stepping stone to organised criminal groups. I'm glad there's a pathway, isn't there?
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
mean, normally people get into comedy and then become criminals. So it is nice that it happens, the other way around as well.
The best reaction I got was never from hearing them again. The worst I got was from a cousin. He said, "Don't come to the family Christmas. I won't eat my lunch next to an F slur. And we haven't really had Christmas, a family Christmas since." Fair enough. Coming out as gay took Elliot from gang life, and with a supportive partner, he got clean, became a qualified butcher, and started saving for a deposit on somewhere to live. After a few years, his partner left and he was given an eviction notice. And it turned out his partner was a con artist who had stolen everything. I mean, there is material
My
here.
God. Okay. You know what?
You're back on board?
You're absolutely right. James, this would be a great, this feels like this person would
It
be a
sounds
great
great. Yeah.
philosophy guest.
Let's-
Yeah, I
let's
won't
get him
spoil
on.
any more.
No, let's keep the rest
Save
of
it,
it. But
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Well,
you're
there
going
you
to
go.
pretend like you don't know his story.
Good suggestion. I'm like, really? And then what happened? Oh my God.
On the topic,
Were any family members mad? Maybe said you couldn't go to Christmas for some reason?
on the topic of comedy and comedians, and we've had this question at our the show we did at Cheerful Earful, but for those who haven't yet subscribed to Patreon, where you can see the full video of our Cheerful Earful podcast
Okay.
show, which, by the
That's
way,
good.
is
Looks
the best
great.
we've ever looked.
Yeah.
It's like the most professional. It's a
Looks so good.
multicam.
The whole team at Humdinger Studios did such a great job setting up that entire room. They do, for like a production company, they are just excellent at what they do, and they also have great care and passion for like supporting the arts.
Yeah, they generally do.
Yeah.
It's a podcast festival that genuinely, for people who genuinely love podcasts.
Yeah,
and the podcast community.
I agree with that. And we were very lucky too that we had to change our circumstances in very short notice, and they were all just so generous in making that work and going out of their way to help us out.
So Adam here, just wondering, without judgment, what your opinion on the comedians who went over to Saudi Arabia for the comedy festival was. And I've got to make sure my opinions align with what I said last year. I can't quite remember. I wasn't even. I was only sort of peripherally aware of this. Look, it's not great, really, but people
So
do,
complicated, right?
People do.
Like I wouldn't do it myself,
Yeah.
but there are degrees to which you draw a line in the sand, and everybody, like, we live in a world where, like, don't hate the player, hate the game a bit, and like, why can Cam Smith, like, get $150 million a year to play golf that's paid for by the Saudis, and everybody seems fine with it,
Yeah.
but like Jamoan can't go over and play the Riyadh Comedy Festival, like.
Or a flight Eddie had, or any of these kind of things.
Yeah. So, and the Saudi money is so caught up in because this is the Saudi, what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to
whitewash their image.
yeah, and put their money into all these legitimate businesses that then can't live without them. It's like the sports bet model, right? The sports gambling model, which is you make the industries rely on the revenue they're getting from your industry so that it would destroy the entire industry if they took you away from it. And the Saudis are doing a very good job at, I mean, they for a period of time, if you went to a gig that was run by Live Nation, like there was a huge part of Live Nation that was owned by the Saudis at some point. So it's very hard to get away from the money. But going over to Saudi Arabia to be part of a PR campaign that is for the royal family,
Yeah.
like the same people who murdered the journalist and cut him up, the same people who have been in charge of having slaves in their country and a whole bunch of things. It's for them. I can understand the arguments of people going, well, I want to go over there for the people and all those sort of things, but you've got to know you're going to be used as part of a PR campaign for the country.
And I think that's where people got annoyed. Like, there's lots of comedians who went over and didn't say a word about it. They didn't get any press coverage. But it was the ones who went to defend themselves with a kind of righteous indignation about why they did it, that I think that's what pissed people off. Like, you sort of Bill Burrs and stuff who will come out and saying, there was lots of people there, there were women there, everyone was laughing. What are you talking about? It's like, come on. Like, it's fine that you
You
took
mean
the
they
money.
invited you over, people they knew who would talk about their experience when you got back and showed you only the best of what they
Yeah.
have? I mean, I am surprised that some people were not cynical enough to say, of course we are seeing the best of what they have to show here, because the whole purpose of getting us over here was they're not paying you $1 million because your comedy is that good.
Yeah.
They're paying you $1 million because they know they will
a
get
good
all the value
investment
of you
press.
talking about it on your podcast, probably going back, like all those comedians will probably have a big chunk in their shows or their hours or their next special that's all about like what it was like to go over there. There are some people that like you said, it was like some people like, well, I just wanted the money, or I just decided that I was fine with this, or whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
And there are some comedians whose act, like Jamone, you just think, well, it's not like Jamone would have had to change anything that he does in his normal act to go and play there. And he might have had very valid reasons that he's happy to go and do that. It was the ones whose material seems to be around the idea of like freedom of speech and stuff like that, of then going to a country where there can often be really serious consequences for expressing yourself, particularly if it's against the royal family and stuff.
I did like the way some the American comics were framing it as like, I did this for the fans. I've got fans everywhere in the world. I'll go wherever my fans want me. And it's like, but not all your fan base have the ability to pay you over $1 million.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with that. I reckon if there were the same amount of people in a place that didn't have $1 million, which again, by the way, $1 million is $1 million. Like, that is a life-changing
and you've got staff,
amount of money.
People
right?
who work for you.
Yes.
You've got to pay your employees. Like, I understand that you're running a business.
Yeah, and we are living in a world where, like, musicians and entertainers and all sorts of people are going and performing in these places. But it is, it's hard for me to. There was a few people I was disappointed by. I'm not ever going to judge anybody like for making their own decisions, but I wouldn't have done it. Like, if they had come to TOFOP and said, like, we're going to offer you $1 million and we want you to do a live episode of TOFOP at the Riyadh Comedy Festival, what would you have? Because then we have to make a decision together, right?
We'd have to have a
That's a
serious
life-changing
discussion
amount of
around
money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Pay off your mortgage, or at least
Yeah.
pay off a big
Large
chunk
chunk
of your
of it.
mortgage.
Yeah.
Like, help set up your life. It's one gig.
Yeah.
Like, and like,
especially if they say, we don't have to change anything,
Yeah.
just do what you normally do. Like,
Yeah.
we're not giving you any propaganda. You can just do your show. We don't care. Like, we just want you to come perform. You'd be like, well, okay, well, they're not really putting any restrictions. I don't know, man. Like, I think that
it would be very hard to make the decision. Is my point. And if you were
instinctively,
not-
I feel like we'd err on the side of, I don't think I could. But when I think about not having a mortgage,
yeah.
like, that is the thing that brings me the most amount of stress in my life right now, is like fucking debt and, just trying to get my head above water.
Yeah, and I can understand
solve a lot
people
of
who look at
problems.
the world and say, being principled gains me nothing.
Yeah,
We live in a world at the
100%.
moment where there is no rewards for
exactly.
principled behavior. All we're seeing is manifest in our society at the moment is people who act in unprincipled ways being rewarded for that. Nobody has a memory for anything. So
What does
like,
it matter? What is your stand?
6 months from now, you'll have the $1 million still, but nobody will remember what it is that you did or you didn't do, or there'll be no real consequences
Yeah.
to what you did or didn't do. So it would be a very hard, like, again, it's easy for me to say I wouldn't do it because no one asked me to do it in the first place. And I'd like to think that I wouldn't, for all the reasons that we've spoken about and more.
But if you could alleviate some of the pressure that's on
People
you,
never
make
know what
people's lives better around
But also,
you.
you just never know what your circumstances are.
Exactly.
Someone might have a dying relative or like whatever in America and need the money, or like whatever. Who knows? Or
Yeah.
they might just want to buy a house or whatever, and that gives them happiness. They're like, they're going to give this money to someone, they might as well give it to me. But I probably would say no. But it's easier to say that when no one's asking.
I would love just a dilemma. Like, even if we just had the dilemma of having to make this decision.
Yeah. I just didn't believe there would be no consequences to, like, the say whatever you want, because when Tim Dillon or Jim Jeffries went on their podcasts and joked about, like, why they were taking the gig and the money, they immediately got their
The contract torn up.
invitation
Yeah.
revoked. And so that said to me that there was consequences for saying whatever it is that you wanted to say. And part of the agreement was you would come back and you would say how nice it was.
I mean, what would happen, like, if you were there and you just went out and just started, like, roasting, like, the Saudi prince?
Well, but
or
this
whatever?
is the other problem is you would then get murdered.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
No,
You
no.
would fear for your life
Yeah.
forevermore because at some stage you would be murdered by the Saudi government, right? Like
They do that.
they do that. They joke. People joked about it.
Yeah.
That's what one of them got disinvited because he joked about the person that they murdered, right? Like, so the idea that you would go there and really stick it up the local government. Oh, well, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, mate, well, then good on you. You are a brave free speech warrior.
Yeah, just go through
Yeah.
duty free. You'll see we've got some bone
Yeah.
saws.
Yeah.
Pick the one.
Yeah. Did you notice that all those Indian workers they have here don't have passports because they just take them when they come into the country? Oh, yeah. It's indentured servitude, they call it, Charlie, which is what they used to call slavery. Yeah.
Awesome. Great stuff.
Anyway.
Yeah.
$1
Lots of
million
laughs.
is $1 million is a lot of money.
I know. I'm really just like, it should be a cut and dry decision, but it's not. Okay, this came in from Dale. Oh, this is some AI. Speaking of AI slop, Dale's put my name into ChatGPT.
Uh-huh.
Who is Charlie Clausen? So what facts do you know about me? What year do you think I was born? Do you know the year I was born?
1976.
1977.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know the month I was born?
August, September,
August,
yeah.
July 31st.
July. Sorry.
Charlie Clausen
So
was
no.
born on January.
I'm going to say no is the answer to both those questions there.
Charlie Clausen was born on January 30, 1983 in Australia. He's best known for his long-running role as Dan Baker on the popular Australian soap opera Home and Away. Zach Maguire was my character's name on Home and Away.
They got Home and Away right there.
Dan Baker.
Dan Baker. Was there ever a Dan Baker?
Which
on
he
Home and
first joined in 2007. I joined in 2012.
Away? Okay.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
His character is a beloved figure on this show, and Clausen's portrayal has earned him recognition from fans and critics alike.
Okay.
Sure.
Again, some bad information.
Critics, no. Fans,
That's
sure.
the real one that people were like, red flag.
In addition to Home and Away, Charlie has appeared in other television series, including co-starring in Australian drama and comedy shows. He's also known for his work as a comedian
Okay.
and has performed stand-up comedy. I mean,
Once.
I performed stand-up comedy a couple times, did raw comedy and then
That's true,
the
yes.
stage time. I don't think I'm known for my work as a comedian. My work
Right, comedy adjacent.
with comedians.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
could say.
Yeah.
Outside of television, Charlie has been involved in theatre and other entertainment projects. I mean, maybe.
Involved.
He's appreciated for his versatility as an actor and his engaging presence both on
nice.
screen and on stage.
Oh, look at that.
Would you like to know more details about his career,
Nah,
personal life, and
that'll
latest
do.
projects?
Nah,
Tell me about
okay.
his podcast,
All right.
is
yeah,
the prompt.
great. Okay.
Charlie is known for co-hosting the popular Australian podcast Shameless,
Okay. Yeah, that is a popular podcast.
alongside fellow actor and comedian
Yeah.
Kate McLennan.
Oh, yeah. This all feels good.
The podcast features humorous discussions on various topics, including pop culture, current events, and everyday life, often with a comedic and candid approach.
Oh, yeah.
Kate and I, we have great banter.
I mean, also, that could just be the description of any podcast in the entire world.
Where it's a podcast about movies, but we tell some jokes.
Little comedic.
Comedic asides. Shameless has gained a dedicated following for its witty banter.
Why are we on Shameless now, though?
I don't know.
I mean, I wish we were.
I mean, you're not. It's me and Kate.
Oh, that's true. That's-
Insightful
good point.
commentary and engaging conversations. The podcast is part of the ABC, Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and showcases Clausen's comedic talents outside of his acting career.
Okay.
If you're interested in specific episodes
I
or
am.
themes covered in the podcast, I can provide more details.
All right.
The person's next prompt is, this information is false. Please correct it. Sorry, I don't have information about Charlie Clausen hosting or participating in any other podcasts. The prompt is, what about TOFOP?
Yeah.
Charlie Clausen is not associated with the TOFOP. TOFOP, which stands for Trial of Frustration Omnipotent Fools, is a comedy podcast hosted by Australian comedians Will Anderson and Charlie Pickering.
Oh!
It features humorous discussions, interviews, and banter between the hosts.
Yeah.
Charlie Clausen is primarily known for his acting career, notably Home and Away, and his work in comedy and theatre, but he is not part of the
Definitely
TOFOP
not.
podcast.
100% not.
Oh, it's his fucking AI. Unbelievable. Charlie Pickering. Huh? What? That's like. That is in the multiverse. There would be a multiverse where you and Charlie Pickering ended up doing it. Like,
podcast together.
well, if you sort of take the multiverse to be like slight variations, on our reality. So you just keep slicing our reality until you get little variations. Like you and the three of us, the Charlie Pickering and me and you all met around about the same time.
Yeah,
Charlie
that's
and I
absolutely
were
right.
housemates. Got to know each other while you were at Triple J. So all these things line up. There is a universe in which you and Charlie decide to do a podcast together. And it's called
Something more catchy than TOFOP.
Trial of Frustration Omnipotent Fools.
Yeah, because it's not even TOFOP. That's TOFOP. Or is
Yeah.
it fools with a PH?
Fools. No, that's right. It's TOFOP. You
TOFOP.
fucking, this is useless. Useless. You've got
Is
the
this
entire...
not the best, reason that, behind AI just being complete trash?
Just complete
It is
trash.
Rubbish.
Like, you've got the entire internet to draw from to come up with some kind of explanation for what TOFOP stands for, and you can't even fucking nail the last word.
I mean, what happened
I wish I was doing a podcast with Kate McQueen.
What happened
It'd
to
be amazing.
Google? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember how Google for a while you felt like if you Googled something, you got the information that you asked for, whereas now they're just like, I don't know,
Yeah,
like
fucking
here's
whatever.
some definitely
Here's a little
wrong
disclaimer.
information.
This might be
Yeah,
fake.
this is definitely like we went backwards. What happened? I thought AI was meant to take us forward, but at the moment it feels like it's actually taking us backwards. Is there an argument to be made that AI is taking us backwards?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
Okay.
making us dumber, and it's actually not doing what people...
No,
it
everyone's
does.
passing everything over to the idea that AI is going to help, but it's
Yeah.
not anywhere near good enough to help in most of the situations. So it's only causing trouble or making things go backwards.
Well, and also
Plus,
it's...
meanwhile, we're putting all our chips in that one
Exactly.
hand, so that like when it collapses and everybody realizes it's like the Wizard of Oz, then that's all. The entire economy is going to collapse, and we're going to have another global financial crisis.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
It's also to that thing of like, I know in advertising, everyone was like, oh, well, this will be the first industry to go because, like advertising is perfectly suited. But Gemma's had a bit of a play around with like generative video and stuff. And it's actually more work. It's you can come up with some amazing stuff, but it's more time intensive. Like if you wanted to execute a good idea, probably the fastest way and probably the cheapest way in terms of like resources would be just to go out and shoot it in the traditional way. Find a writer, come up with an idea, storyboard it, hire the actors, find the locations, go out and shoot it. Because you spend so much time, that's not quite right, that's not quite right, that's not quite right, that's not quite right. So until that gets more intuitive, but that's expensive and it's going to take ages. And if this AI bubble is going to burst, like who's putting money into developing? We were told, oh, it's going to develop exponentially. Like this version will lead to this version. But if it's learning off itself, it's learning bad habits, which are only going to increase and get worse and worse and worse. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, again, I don't know how any of it works because if you listen to one expert to the next, somebody will tell you that it's all a crock of shit and it's like a massive bubble and it's a Ponzi scheme versus watch out, the whole world's gonna, like there are. The guy used to work at Google who now has a career going around telling everybody that if anybody invents it, the whole world's gonna versus some people are like, this is just
bullshit.
Like it's language completion and like it can do some simple like sleight of hand magic tricks, but it can't do anything particularly impressive. Maybe in the like being able to run like simulations for medical procedures and stuff, you can see how that and these advances they've made in like translating language and stuff, things where you have a controllable set of data that you can feed into something and then like set it a specific task. But the idea that it's going to leap forward in the way that this initial, like everybody is seeing, I guess the video images and whatever get better and better, and that is impressive. And I was listening to a podcast the other day where they were talking about the idea that like 2 hours of editing the video, syncing the video and stuff on the podcast, it used to take 2 hours and now it takes like 3 minutes because they have like an AI program that you can run it through and it kind of does that. And so for things like that, you can see where people are going to use those.
I think around the edges, like it's all that data entry like the kind of stuff that you normally would use like an intern or a casual employee to do, sure, I think that's going to be fixed up a lot faster. But especially around the idea of like art and there's this guy who's
What I love about this, by the way, is we're recording this like a couple of months before people will be hearing this. So by now the robots could be in charge.
That's right. We fucked ourselves. There's an Instagram account. This guy he uses Sora or one of the generative AI, the video ones, to run these kind of mock casting sessions where he gets like AI actors and he tries to direct them, and it really sort of highlights the nuances because they can mimic certain things, but it's the nuance of performance and convey because they're not drawing on anything that is real. Like you're saying, like he'll ask the AI actor to say the line again, but be a bit concerned because you don't know what the answer is going to be. So you're worried about what the response is going to be. But that it has no frame of reference. That is a nuance that relies on years and years of human interaction and the subtleties of fear and all this kind of stuff that it can't possibly ape. It gets something that looks like constipation because it's like, oh, I don't want to say this. So it physically, like it literally starts doing this thing or it looks like it's trying to do a shit. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sure there will be a time at some point where it'll be indistinguishable, but I don't think it's going to be soon. And I also don't think to do that over a long period of time, like the length of a feature film or a TV show, and have multiple characters interacting doing that, I think it's going to always read as uncanny and weird.
Well, I also think there are ways you can use it. So I went and saw
By the way, I appreciate you had a yawn while I was talking then, and you did everything to suppress it. So I saw your face tense up and your eyes bulge as you swallowed the yawn. And I really just want you to know, I appreciate you not yawning during my very boring ad hominem speech.
I did get a big yawn.
I could see your eyes literally bugged out.
I really
tried not to
did my
express.
best to keep locked in,
If
like
you-
actively listening to you as I suppressed. It's been a long day.
It is.
And
I'm not mad. I honestly,
I
I
know.
want to just express my gratitude for not fucking yawning. But I saw the physical pain it puts you in. In fact, if you need a reason to subscribe to our Patreon to watch these videos early, just zoom in on Will's face fucking almost exploding as he tried to stop himself from yawning during my bullshit speech. Hilarious. All right, okay. Back to the mail.
Yes.
Back to AI.
Yes.
This next bit of mail comes from Brenton. Hi, Brenton.
Hi, Brenton.
Just finished watching the Scorsese documentary. Not sure what that's called. I'm sure there is one. His film successes span 6 decades. There's a few directors that have had genuine hits across a couple, but not many who have maintained a strike rate across 6 decades. Yeah, right, in the 60s.
That's what.
I feel that in our lifetime, I'm a Gen X, there's been plenty of directors that have success over 2 decades, but then it dips. Who do you think is building a resume similar to Scorsese? And if the answer is Nolan, then who's the other Nolan? There's heaps, like Ridley Scott,
I was definitely going to
Steven
say Christopher
Spielberg.
Nolan because Spielberg still yes, but
Yeah, and Ridley Scott still making
Ridley Scott
big films.
Yeah,
Hits every decade.
yeah, true. Yeah, I guess James Cameron.
James Cameron, definitely. And what's with that? Any of the big Hollywood guys. Nolan for sure. Multiple decades. So out of that kind of 70s era when blockbusters started, it was like Francis Ford Coppola, Spielberg, George Lucas. But they've all dropped off, apart from Spieley. That's what I call
Spieley,
him.
that's what. Yeah, it's to his friends.
Spiels.
Spieley.
Spielsy.
The
If
Spiel
he grew up in Australia,
The
he would have been
Spiels and
Spieley.
Ada.
Spielsy.
Spielsy's here.
Ridley Scott. I think they're the big ones. I can't. There's no one else in terms of like. Look, Quentin Tarantino, a bit less short of the period.
But just shorter span.
30 years
Yeah.
for Tarantino. Six decades is pretty good. And then I guess you'd sort of go more to indie directors like Richard Linklater.
Linklater,
Started in the 80s.
I watched School of Rock the other day.
Oh, did you like
I
it?
did not realize that was like. Firstly, that Mike Judge had written it. Not Mike Judge.
Mike
White had written it.
Yeah.
And then
Mike White and Jack Black.
Mike White, Jack Black.
Yeah, good
and
combo.
I just found it So delightful.
It's great.
We watched it after we went to see AC/DC.
Yeah,
And I
right.
was like,
Perfect.
yeah.
That's a
And I was
good
like,
little.
yeah. And yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
What I loved about School of Rock is that they make no effort for any of the trouble that anyone gets into have legitimate consequences.
No, it's not.
Like it's one of those movies where anytime there's a slight sort of, oh no, he's been caught for doing this thing, you know there is going to be no lasting, but in the next scene they're going to fix it and move on and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, no, it's such a fun film,
Yeah.
and it's also just like for Richard Linklater too, who's you sort of I think people associate him with sort of navel gazy kind of
Yeah.
art house films. It's very commercial, like it's
Yeah.
got
I was so surprised that was I just hadn't, I think I probably knew it but had forgotten it.
yeah. I mean that is Jack Black at his absolute
Yeah.
peak. That's what he
Perfect
does.
vehicle for
best,
Jack Black.
100%.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's even sort of said that.
The
The making
documentary,
of
by the way, is called Mr. Scorsese.
and what's it,
Mr. Scorsese.
where can people find
Five-part
it?
series, and it's on Apple TV.
Not watching that.
Uh,
Like Martin Scorsese, not enough to watch a 5-part documentary. All right, this next bit of mail is from Mel.
Mel.
She's got some show notes for us. Okay. I'm a Patreon member, but I'm old and I can't figure out if this is the best way to contact you. It
Okay,
is.
that's
You've
fine.
done the right
Yeah,
thing.
good.
There's a few things I want to say about last week's pod.
Uh,
I think she's referring to when I took Iona to SeaWorld,
Okay.
which was back in September of 2025,
Okay, uh-huh.
last week.
last week.
Charlie, I cannot empathize with you enough about the motion sickness you had at the theme parks. I've got a 10-year-old and a very active young at heart husband who would truly love a week at the parks. I want to take them for a holiday, but I know full well that I'll be sitting on the sidelines watching most of the time. I also empathize with the when did my feelings change on this part. About 5 years ago, we were holidaying in Canberra, and it was my suggestion to go up the big Telstra Tower. What's that? Do you know?
It's a Telstra Tower.
Is it a ride? No.
No, I don't think so.
I'd been there as a
I think
kid.
It's an observation deck.
Okay,
isn't it?
right. I don't know. I'd been there as a kid and I'd loved it. On the way up in the lift, I got this weird feeling I never had before. While up there, I didn't want to go outside. Oh, right. On the way down, I had my first ever panic attack. What the hell? Ever since, I've had grand plans to go to a lookout, walk over a high bridge, etc., and my anxiety peaks to the point where I'm holding at my son to get away from the edge, even though it's perfectly safe.
Okay.
My husband now has to go, do you really think it's a good idea when I suggest anything that involves heights or steep drops? That's interesting. Suddenly developing a fear of heights. I had a mate when Jem and I were in Vegas. We caught up with our mate, and there's a ride in Vegas on top of one of the casinos. It's like a really high casino. And the ride it's just like this carriage you get on, and it just rockets to the edge of the casino and then sort of hangs off the edge of the casino. So you're sort of on a 45-degree angle, you're dangling over the strip. And that's all the ride is. And we were sort of walking up, and as we're getting higher and higher, I noticed him sort of starting to have the same reaction, where he was kind of looking at the windows and sticking closer to the side of the walkway that was away from the glass. And then when we got up on the top, and he's a big guy, big Aussie bloke, and he was starting to get a bit jumpy. And then we got in and they started strapping us in, and he had the full panic attack where he's like, got to get out, got to get out, got to get out.
Yeah.
And I said to him, like, have you known I've been scared of heights? It's like, I didn't know I was scared of heights until I was in this situation. But I think it does happen as you get older. You develop.
Things get more scary.
Yeah.
Everything gets more scary. Young people,
Standing up.
what they're saying.
Number 2, driving is 1,000% the better option when you are motion sickness rather than being a passenger. Great.
That does make sense.
I get motion sickness from video games, so don't feel bad about the roller coaster. One last thing.
Columbo style.
Ari Hogwarts and J.K. Rowling. 'Cause
Okay.
You remember I took Iona to that Harry Potter
Yeah,
exhibition.
because you like J.K. Rowling's
I love her
opinions.
views.
Yep.
I just think she unifies people.
Yeah, brings people together.
What I love that she
Yeah.
does with all her wealth and influence is she just like has a big tent.
Yeah.
And all are
Just
welcome.
yeah.
Except for one. I have played Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch. It might interest you to know that there's a trans character in it.
Oh.
I found it quite interesting,
Yeah.
given that the Harry Potter universe is, as you said, quite separate from the views of the author. I wonder how that decision was made.
Money, money, money.
No, just I'm clapping.
Some
I'm just
clapping,
ASMR
light
again.
clapping. This is like
That is interesting.
Isn't it?
I wonder what happened there. She just didn't get a chance to kind of shut him
Maybe
down.
she just hasn't played the video game.
All right, we'll do one more bit of mail, and then we can crack that goddamn
All right.
pack. Regarding The Rookie, your favourite show,
Oh, yeah.
that everyone keeps going, you guys are ripping off The Weekly Planet. No, we're not
No.
ripping off
this
The Weekly Planet. This
this
is
was
found
literally-
independent.
No, it
Oh.
wasn't.
What?
This was... I started watching this
Because of The Weekly
because
Planet.
of the Weekly Planet. Like, this is not a ripping off the Weekly Planet. This is a direct response.
Homage.
A direct response to the Weekly Planet talking about the Rookie. It made me curious about the Rookie.
Okay.
So I'm absolutely on the record as that being the origin story for...
Yeah, and it's all
Yeah.
right, isn't it? Like, people can cross over. Like, don't Kitty Flanagan and Dave O'Neill eat snacks on their podcast?
Jimmy Pardo started eating cookies on his
That
podcast.
motherfucker. I don't even know who that is. Jimmy Pardo, Never Not Funny.
Never
I
not
know who
funny.
that is. Hey, guys. Just listening to the Hamster Wheel app, and you wanted
Yeah.
to talk about The Rookie. I had zero interest in watching this show, but it gained a new, younger audience when it was dropped onto Netflix and has become a show that we watch as a family. It is formulaic and cliched, but the cast is somewhat diverse and the female characters are all very capable, no damsels in distress.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Would you agree with that?
Yep, I do agree with that.
So that's a resounding endorsement from Martin. So you and Martin can get together.
Well, can I tell you what I've been watching recently in the same way as I've been watching
Yeah,
The
of
Rookie
course.
in the background, just like something you can half watch. They've made 3 new series of Law and Order that I wasn't familiar with.
Oh my God, are they still making those?
Yeah, that was what I thought too.
Yeah.
When I
3
turned on
new
the
series too.
3 new
So
ones
they've expanded.
that I have. No, 3 just series of Law and Order.
Okay,
that
so
I had
they
not
haven't
watched.
made new
I assumed I was up
spin-offs.
to date entirely in the. I thought I, like you, thought Law and Order might have stopped, but it turns out in some time when I wasn't looking, it started again, and it's made 3 series. And so, of course, in that classic Law and Order style, where of course none of it is ripped from the headlines, Charlie. It is based on nobody,
Yeah, right.
but every episode is absolutely 100% identifiable as which news story it is. So it's great to be able to go back to episodes that were through like Black Lives Matters or any of these like really iconic like big stories and go, oh, this is the one that's based on this.
Yeah, right,
This
yeah.
is
You're
the
trying
one
to
that's
guess
based
which
on this.
story-
Oh, it's not hard to guess. This is the one that's based on this. But to see a show like Law and Order is obviously within that world of the cops arrest them and the lawyers, they have been trying to wrestle with the modern moment in that
Propaganda.
show. And it's been interesting to watch. I don't know if they've always done it effectively, but it has been very interesting to watch them try and...
I'll be interested to see when they introduce the Federal Border Enforcement Agency that
Oh, yes.
is coming to towns and have masked up, and how you juggle that, because that's the story of the time, right? For law enforcement. It's
Well,
like-
I mean, I think at the moment we're starting that, like the last season was basically getting up to that point
Oh,
where we're
really?
suddenly becoming like, this person's an immigrant. I have this story, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like that is actually literally where it's about to go.
that's have you seen One Battle After Another, the new
Paul
Thomas
Thomas Anderson film. No, but I've heard nothing but good things.
It's great, and that's
Oh, by the time people are hearing this, yes.
Oh, yeah, you probably will.
100% yes,
Sorry,
I
it was
have.
great, and I really
and
enjoyed
it was
it.
great, I assume.
Oh, I'm so glad I won the Oscar. All right. It is
right.
time for Crack That Pack, and we want to finish strong.
Oh,
So we've gone back to a previous fave in terms of the company.
okay. Okay.
Irawara cookies, remember them?
Irawara.
Who do those fancy
Yep.
biscuits you can get at the supermarket?
Yep.
I was intrigued by this. This is the Irawara macadamia and oat biscuit.
Ooh,
So for all intents and purposes, an
Yeah.
Anzac
but with macadamia.
with macadamia.
Yeah.
My favorite of all the
And
nuts.
Anne's Mac.
As we did, I can't remember what we had last
An
time that was an
Anzacadamia.
Irawara. Was it an Anzac Irawara? We had something that we
Yeah,
really
I
we
reckon
dug.
It was.
I
Yeah.
think it was an Anzac.
Yeah. right. Okay, so this is the same thing. It looks like, but just with Australia's national national nut.
Is the macadamia Australia's national nut?
It must be. What other nuts do we do?
I don't know what nuts
They
we're
are
doing in
Australian.
Australia. Are
Yeah.
they macadamias or Australian?
yeah,
are they?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't you, when you travel overseas, didn't people used to ask you to bring some macadamias over? No. Okay. Will's having a bit of a crunch. I can just from using my ASMR tuned ears, I can tell it's crunchy as flop because Will's crunching away and I can hear him. He's backed away from me so he doesn't crunch into the microphone. But I think everyone be quiet. Let's listen to Will eat from a long distance. You can hear that, right? Are you picking that up? That's how crunchy these are. Will is a good 5 feet from his mic and you can still hear him crunch. No, he's playing it up. That's not very nice. Stop with your mukbang. Okay. 2 thumbs up.
It's going to take me a second to be able to talk, though, because it definitely is a drying... It's a biscuit you would like with a cup of tea or something.
I need a second bite.
It is so crispy. It is very tasty. I mean, it's hard to discern other than maybe texturally from the Anzac.
Yeah. I can't taste any. I don't think I got any macadamia in that.
The macadamia is not very heavy in the mix, is what I would say. At least in the like half of it that I've just eaten.
It's almost. I would argue it's indetectable. Undetectable.
I think that is. I think that's a flaw.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
a flaw
I was
is that,
expecting something creamier and
like, where is your macadamia flavour?
Yeah, where's your maca Irawara? Yeah, I'm not. Look, this is crazy because I actually like the biscuit on its merits. It's like a fancy
Blind taste test. You'd be like,
yeah.
oh, this is a delicious biscuit.
If we hadn't preempted it with they've tricked it up a bit. They've added Australia's national nut.
But they have not added Australia's national nut, or at least we can't taste Australia's national nut.
I cannot.
If you're going to put Australia's national nut into something,
Give
then
us
we want to be able to
identify
taste
the
nut
nut.
flavour.
That's right. Like if you get any other macadamia cookie from your big supermarket,
Yeah,
they'll
true.
put some white chocolate in there or
Macadamia is
some
like a
cranberries.
famous flavour.
Yeah, and this
Right?
is so they've been hoisted on their own petard.
They've buried the national nut. Like that is.
It's extremely disappointing.
Well,
have a good hard look at yourself.
yeah, but
Illawarra.
is the disappointment the biscuit, or is the disappointment the expectation
The
versus
expectation.
the biscuit?
But
Because the
don't-
biscuit is a good B+ of a biscuit, I would have thought.
Yeah,
If you didn't know, like, that it was meant to have macadamia in it.
yeah. Look, it's a good B+ of a biscuit, but I'm kind of annoyed at the marketing of it. And I
Yeah.
think that has to be taken into account.
Okay, so how much are you going to grade off it for the marketing? For the
C+?
C+?
I'm got
You're
only
skipping over B to a C+,
that you
just
cannot
based on
build.
the marketing.
You can't build expert. You can't name your film Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
And then I watch the film and I don't see any snakes.
I mean, the macadamia is the first word on the, like, it's macadamia oat biscuits.
Yeah.
It's not oat biscuits with like a hint of macadamia. Like you
no,
are
if it
promised-
said oat biscuit made with macadamia flour
Yeah.
or something like that, I'd be like, okay, so it's
Okay.
blended into the biscuit. But I was
Yeah.
expecting chunks of creamy, delicious, because that's what I love about macadamia is they have like a creamy.
our national nut is a creamy nut.
It's our national nut.
Yeah.
How dare you?
What has happened to Australia?
The Anzacs died
Yeah.
so we could eat those nuts. And you take their biscuit.
Well, they didn't because they're not in an Anzac traditionally.
No. But they for this country, Will. For this
They
country,
died for our national
They freed
nuts.
this country so we
Yes.
could eat grow what. By the way,
Yeah.
up where I live, there's heaps of macadamia farms.
Yeah,
heaps.
absolutely. Too many.
And they use
some might argue.
incredibly toxic
Oh, do they?
pesticides. Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
no.
lot of issues around people who live on properties
Oh,
surrounding
really?
macadamia farms. Yeah, you
Oh.
don't. It's a big red flag if you're looking at buying property in the
Okay.
Northern Rivers. You
Interesting.
don't want to buy near a macadamia farm because
Oh.
the pesticides, or at least the ones that are on the market at
Yeah.
the moment that you have to use, can be very damaging to
Oh,
people
no.
with respiratory issues
Oh,
and things
no.
like that. Yeah,
Oh no,
scandalous.
that is scandalous.
Scandalous. Well, we were looking at a place that was next to a macadamia farm, and then we were warned off it by quite a few people. And then I've got a friend who lives next to one, and she has all kinds of health issues. And whenever they spray the macadamias, her health gets really bad for days afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but I love macadamias.
But on the other hand,
let me tell you,
all that aside,
that's what the
bloody
Anzacs
worth
fought
it.
for
That's
my
what
friend
I
to have
say.
respiratory issues.
exactly.
So I can enjoy a bloody macadamia biscuit, and you can't deliver,
Yeah.
Illawarra. You've let yourselves down. You've let the country down, and someone
C+
else, a
still,
third
though,
party.
right?
What?
No, it's C+. You said
C+. What are you giving it?
B. A B.
It's too nice.
Well, I'm not marking as harshly on the expectation gap as you are.
Okay, fair enough.
Whereas, like, I think this is a B plus biscuit. I am marking
B plus.
I think it's a
Oh.
B plus if I didn't know it was meant to
Okay.
be a macadamia biscuit. So I am marking it off half a point off for the unrealistic expectation, but only half a point, not a full point like you are.
Yeah, I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm like Dave Hughes. Well,
Yeah, well, you much like Dave Hughes.
I'm
Yeah,
angry.
angry.
I'm going to eat the rest of it though.
Yeah,
Let
of
me.
course.
I'm not going to.
Well, now that now you've already been disappointed.
Once
Now
the
you're
anger
fine.
subsides,
Now
I've got,
you know.
I've got a night of travel in front of me. I've got to fly back to the Gold Coast and then
Yeah.
drive back home. So I'll be eating some biscuits, but I won't be enjoying it.
You'll be back in national nut country.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, I might just pull over and just grab a nut off the tree.
Exactly, a fresh nut.
Yeah,
Just put
covered
it
in
your gob.
pesticide. Now I've got cancer. Jesus Christ.
But you love macadamias.
So it was all worth it. All right. Hey, we talked about Patreon. Like we said, this is a great episode to watch just to see Will's head explode as he tries not to yawn. But there's lots of great stuff up there. There's exclusive bonus only episode, Patreon only episodes up there, full videos of lots of stuff. Artwork. You can go back and look at James Fosdyke's entire range of artwork, our comic strips, all on the Patreon feed. And it's also the best way to support the show. So just do it because you like us. Will.
Comedy.com.au is the place to find all the details of my tour. All the shows are now on sale. So please come and see me live on tour.
Everything you need to know is in the show notes. We'll be back again next week. But for now, I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.